When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Welcome, everyone, to another night here with the Tech4Troops Cup Series here on the IWM Broadcast Network. I am Rick Souza here with John Drudris, and we are in Homestead at the Homestead Miami Speedway for the final event in the round of 8. This is the Homestead 200 with these drivers, and we are expecting a wild one.
We are, Rick, and it looks like qualifying is going on right now. And Doucette is at the top of the board.
All right, only one driver has officially stamped his ticket clean into the Final Four, and that's Hermas Castro winning the last two events. But let's kind of cover those points real quick.
Absolutely. So going into the last race of the round of 8, the last race before the championship 4, you have Hermes Castro in the lead. Obviously, he's moved on. Ian Ogden and Harley Barletta all tied for second and third, with Joey Doucette 2 points behind him. Ryan Pittman just 9 points back of that cutoff spot, followed by Andrew Sherwick, Ty Bostic, and the only guy in the field that absolutely has to win to get in is Alonzo King. Everybody else can make it in off of points. So will we see Alonzo win? We don't know. Rick, he could possibly do it, but it's going to take a lot.
It sure is, especially at this track. This track is not the easiest. This is a very symmetrical track with 18 to 20 degrees of of banking in the corners, pretty flat, straight sections of the track itself. So it should be very interesting here. I find this track very technical for me.
Oh, for sure. It really is technical, because turn 1 and turn 2 are much different than turn 3 and turn 4, and you have to approach them in a different way. And the way these drivers run each corner of the circuit, it kind of reminds me of a Pocono where you have to approach each corner differently. You may see some drivers in the high line in 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 they may do a sweeping down from top to bottom. They may try to diamond the corners. It's just so many different ways to drive the track.
All right, speaking of that, why don't we take a quick look at what we are looking at today as far as the track info. So you've got a relatively mild evening here in South Florida, 74 degrees of track temp, 72 in the air. A little bit of humidity, which we would expect for South Florida. Wind is inconsequential. You've got 133 laps. It's a 1.5-mile track. There is 60% fuel, 1 fast repair, 4 sets of tires. All right, so qualifying is wrapping up, but while we're wrapping up, let's talk about the keys to tonight's event.
Absolutely. So top 3 keys for tonight. Number 1, tires. Tires are going to be everything, especially on the long run. If you can save your tires, you will be there at the end. Number 2, I think it's going to be interesting to see who can manage the top line. I think it's going to be a matter of kind of going with key number 1, who can manage their tires the best. But I like running the high line here, especially in 1 and 2. So high line in 1 and 2 is my key number 2. Number 3, green flag stops. So I think if you can master some green flag stops, and I think we will get some tonight, you could find yourself in winner's circle at the end of this race and possibly punched your ticket to potentially win the Tech4Troops Cup Series next week at Charlotte.
All right, yeah, don't miss out next Tuesday. That is our season 2 finale in Charlotte. With our final round, we'll have 4 drivers competing. Best finish wins in Charlotte. All right, so on track, it's one of the last guys to qualify. He's also won the last 2, and that is the end of qualifying. I don't believe he got a qualifying lap in.
I don't think so.
Well, I guess the grid is set.
I think so. Got some teammates up front. AJM representing strong here tonight.
All right, while these cars are gridding up, let's take a look at our starting grid for tonight.
Alrighty. On the pole for tonight's Tech4Troops Homestead 200, brought to you by Tech4Troops 1111 Veteran Project U-Haul and EPI. You have the 81 of Harley Barletta, still looking to get that first win of the season. In second, you have Joey Doucette in P2. P3 is Luke Bullard, and P4 you have Alonzo King, the only driver in the field who needs a win. Fifth is William Mann Jr., followed by Zachary Allen at 6th, Andrew Serwick in 7th, Ty Bostic in 8th, Ryan Pittman in 9th, and Ian Ogden rounding out your top 10.
Hermas Castro is in 11th. On his outside is Bobby Gibson in 12th. In 13th, you've got Jeff Nini, and outside of Jeff, Pete Woodrum. Brad Privet is in 15th, John Ledger in 16th, David Watts in 17th, Evan Amick is in 18th, and that is your grid for tonight's Tech4Troops Homestead 200. We're waiting for Luke Bullard to grid up here, as well as I think Pete Woodrum is got to join the field, and then we'll get this event underway. 133 laps here in Florida. Looks like Luke Bullard did not grid up.
But I think he's sitting there in the pits.
Yeah.
I believe. Is that him or is that Ty Bostic back there?
Oh,
he's gone.
yeah, I don't know. Well, unfortunately, that happens. You get a connection issue. We've seen that before. So.
Yep, I think that was Luke Bullard. I see Ty Bostic up there in the high lane, so I believe that was the number 3 of Bullard that is not going to be able to join the race. Now, he may start from the pits. There may be a caution. Who knows?
Yeah, I've got Pete Woodrum also. Looks like has not made it to the track, so we'll hope those guys can get that figured out. All right, so the lights are off on top of our pace car. We're about to go green here at Homestead in our final event here in the round of 8. Pace
to
car.
bring home the victory.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. Oh, we got Serwick going to the bottom 3 wide already. Oh, gosh. William Mann Jr. is not going to give up that position. As we go 3 wide into 1.
Oh, William Mann Jr. is spinning.
He's loose.
He saved it, but that backed up accordion the whole rest of the field. Jeff Nini saved it.
What a hectic start to the race.
Wow.
Here we have it, Barletta. You got King back there. You have Serwick in the back already. Lap 1 complete. 1:33. Oh, but a bump. In the back. I believe Serwick got into the back of the
The 81 of Barletta has moved out front. 11 of Joey Doucette behind him. Andrew Serwick is back there. Alonzo King has now moved into third. Brian Pippin in fifth. Ian Ogden sixth. Zach Allen in seventh. Ty Bostic is in eighth. Ledger in ninth. And Hermas Castro up to 10th.
8 out of the top 10 drivers in the field right now, all playoff drivers. So, top 6 all playoff drivers, and all those playoff implications are at stake right now, coming the 4 laps into this event.
Looks like Luke Bullard and Pete Woodrum did make it back and then got into the race before it got underway. So, yep, good. Absolutely.
And what I'm noticing is that everybody's kind of just minding their own business right now. Everybody's following in line. Nobody's making drastic moves. As you can see, we're down here in the middle of 3 and 4. We have some side-by-side action right there with Bostic. But it seems like everybody's just kind of minding their own business early on, which I think is a good approach. Because Homestead is one of those track risks. You know, it's a very technical track, like you mentioned before. You have to get into a rhythm here.
Yeah, absolutely. I find that that this track does 2 things to a driver. One, you get fixated on the bumper of the guy in front of you really easy because you're trying to run the exact same line lap after lap. And the other side is when you least expect it, the way this track eats tires, your right front just begins to just go away on you, and you are driving a dump truck.
You are 100% driving that dump truck if that right front goes away, and you're starting to see some of these drivers kind of drift up the track just a little bit in the middle of 1 and 2. You can see some of those cars sliding out of 1 and 2 right there, going up against the wall. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, especially once these tires wear out. You have to let out of the gas. You can't drive it off the corner like that right now.
Yeah,
It's 6 laps in.
Yeah, it's been my experience that you got if you take care of your tires for the first 15 laps or so, after that you will make great strides and pick up track position over those guys that didn't. It's that quick. Alonzo King takes over second place over Joey Doucette. Harley Barletta continues to show us the way around this track. All right, 8 laps in, great driving. Drivers have settled in. They know this is the last race of this round of 8.
Barletta is kind of checking out a little bit. You see Alonzo King move up into P2, but Barletta is kind of pulling away.
He's definitely got an advantage, but I don't know. I think that with good this is laying out right now, I think that Joey Doucette is kind of tucked in a bit behind Alonzo, which is actually helping Alonzo close the gap between himself and Barletta. it doesn't take much here to give you that little bit extra to catch up to that guy in front. I'm really surprised how separated this field has become after the first 10 laps.
I mean, you can see right there that the whole entire track is separated almost by an entire straightaway. So it's a big gap between the 81 and the 91.
Yep, those last two cars, the 3 and the 1, those are the guys who started late. They're on the lead lap still, but they are a bit back. And look at that. King has caught up to the bumper of Barletta.
Well, we know he needs to win, Rick. We think he needs to bring home a W tonight, and it's the only way he can make it in. It's the only way.
Well, not only do we know it, after speaking with Alonso, he knows it for sure. So,
yeah, here he goes, looking for the lead.
And just like that, the 80 has now taken over the lead over the 81 of Barletta.
And you know, one thing that I've noticed, there is one car that's nowhere to be found. That's Mr. Castro, the 25. He's back there in 12th. Now I know he's won the last 2 races. He's locked in. But, you know, he's just kind of minding his P's and Q's back there.
Yeah, he's staying involved. He's engaged, but does he have to do anything? No, he's already.
No.
He's here just to to be competitive, and I'm sure after talking as we have with Mr. Castro, he just loves to race. Well, the 80 really is. I mean, he was down. He was back 3 or 4 tenths. He closed that, and really he's now gone over, 3 tenths behind. Now, this is lap 14, so we're going to see certainly some guys who, and maybe that is Alonso, who maybe have burned through some of the quality of his tires. He's going to wind up in a tough position. We'll see if these guys behind him, Barletta and Doucette, can put it together and work their way past him.
We'll see. We will see. 15 out of 133 complete here tonight. And King's out front. Look at the high line. So Barletta's running the only high line that I see right now. And it's kind of working. He's kind of losing some spots, but he may be saving some tires too.
Yeah, this is an odd track for the high line to work. We have to go back and take a peek. Let's just jump back and see what Mr. Castro is running in this track. And look at that.
No surprise.
Let's ride along. Let's ride along with Hermas Castro here. She's feathering that throttle back into 3 and 4. He just has excellent throttle control.
He does. That's definitely his strong suit. That's where I think he can save a lot of tires too, because he doesn't have to push the car.
That's John Ledger, the 19 in front of him. He's got a rear view mirror full of Mr. Castro. All right. Well, that's just what we thought. Just what we would see from Mr. Castro. And as you can see from the top of our scoreboard, King has extended his lead. "19 laps in, 19 laps complete here at Homestead in the Tech4Troops Homestead 200. This is the final event in our round of 8.
We thank you all for tuning in tonight. We're brought to you by our title sponsor, Tech4Troops, Performance Industries, U-Haul, and 1111 Veteran Project. And as it stands right now, top 5, King, Doucette, Barletta, Pittman, and Surwick, and Castro's on the move. At this point in the run, Rick, you're going to see these drivers start to slide around a lot. These times are going to change. You may see some drivers start to make some headway. And when you see those gaps close, you're going to be able to see, okay, who is the best at saving tires here? Well, right now, it looks like Doucette and Castro seem to be the 2 fastest cars on the track. Oh, well, there goes King, a little bit loose.
Well, we're here lap 21. These tires are definitely, they've lost their sheen for sure. I mean, that last lap was almost a 34 for Alonzo King with that best lap of a 32.9. So they've lost a full second in 22 laps. I think these guys should expect that they're going to see that tire fall off affect others in the field. So I would know Alonzo King just tagged the wall.
Yeah, it kind of got a little bit deep. Careful if you're Alonso here. You know you're fast on the short runs. That 11 looks to be very fast mid to long run. Here we go. This could be a pass for the lead, Rick.
We're watching. And, you know, I think also with Joey Doucette on his bumper, that certainly is going to impact the car and its handling. And I think we saw that with Alonso, that once Joey was right on his bumper, he was certainly much looser than he was running by himself. He may pay that back a little bit. Any calculations on fuel? I guess my initial thought was around 35 laps, but I don't have any data.
Sure, my calculation is somewhere roughly around lap 40. That is my estimation here with about a mile-and-a-half track just like this. I think about 40 laps potentially on one tank. We'll see if that trend holds true, but I expect some drivers to come down here within the next 10-15 laps for sure. Maybe even push to the 45, depending on long run speed.
Gotcha. All right, so you're watching lap 25 of our scheduled 133 here at the Tech4Troops Homestead 200. We're going to take a brief commercial break with our sponsor. Don't go away. We'll be showing it side by side, so you will not miss any action. We'll be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Homestead 200. We're on lap 26 of our scheduled 133. We're watching Alonzo King and Joey Doucette here battling here at the lead. But we're going to try to take a walk back to let's see what's happening behind this pack. Here's Alonzo King. McCurdy'sville, West Virginia. Let's drop back. That's Ryan Pittman now showing in third in the 08. Behind Ryan, the 81 of Harley Barletta. And look at that. Hermas Castro has now moved up to fifth. Caution's out.
Caution.
Looks like Zachary Allen may have spun.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. Turn one. Cars are slowing down. Looks like that car's definitely got some damage. Looks like it's kind of out of tow a little bit. Let's see if we can bring up what happened, Rick.
Oh, sideways. There's a car blinking in and out. Whoa, back up in front of the 28.
Wow. What a move by Bobby to get out of the way.
Of course, he parks it right in front of the field, unfortunately.
Well, he didn't move, though, so everybody had a chance to get out of the way.
He did. I think that was David Watts that may have been blinking in and out. Let's try to get another shot of that. Oh, it's like he spun it. It's like he spun trying to get into his pit.
Not a good sequence of events for the 24 machine. First one off the pit road is Joey Doucette, followed by King, Barletta, Serwick, and Pittman. Castro right there in P6.
All right, everybody was on pit road. Fastest pit stop of the night with 4 tires and fuel, Harley Barletta. Caution is still out here on lap 30.
It is, it absolutely is, and at this time...
Is it that time?
Do we have time? Do we have time for some,
Sure.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Got my handy dandy list. Okay, here we go. Track fact number 1. When... change it up a little bit. When was the inaugural race at Homestead Miami Speedway? What year? What was the year that they held the first race here at Homestead Miami Speedway?
All right. Lights are still on the pace car.
And they were pretty close to their fuel run there, Rick, so looks like they're going to push that fuel window probably to about lap 70 to lap 75 once it goes back green here in a minute, probably 76. That's when I'm looking to have some green flag stops.
Gotcha. Well, field is forming back up. 18 competitors strong out here. We have some great paint schemes out there today. I'm sure that Jason will join us in a bit and talk about what Tech4Troops is doing with the paint schemes in their skirmish.
You know, I like to endow you with that magical ability to summon me. I feel that really adds something to your je ne sais quoi here. So A lot of things been going on with Tech for Troops. We were about to enter our first tournament down at Camp June with the Wounded Warrior Battalion for Rainbow Six Siege. There was some technical difficulties there. Unfortunately, the Marine Corps does not always get to work with the finest or the greatest of tech or even materials. So, despite us wanting to be there very much, that's postponed for about 30 to 60 days. But that aside, I'm elated to be here with you guys. I have a pick for my paint scheme for the race already, so we'll just get that drama out of the way real quick.
All right.
It's absolutely the 25 car, Mr. Castro. It's fantastic. I love it.
He certainly is showcasing a great paint scheme for Tech for Troops, as well as demonstrating that the Highline can be run here at Miami.
He's doing it so well. And I love the phrase that you guys, or the comparison that you brought in earlier in the race, driving like a dump truck. I'm going to overuse that throughout the coming weeks. I think that is fantastic. But I don't see anybody out there that I can accuse that of, or accuse them of right now. Just one last thing before I dip out and really let you guys really finish up this season in amazing fashion, or at least this round of 8, let me say that, is there's a veterans group out there called My Veteran Passion, or MVP, and I know Mr. King, is he in first or second place? I haven't been able to track it while I've been hammering on.
He's right now in second.
Okay. But I know that he is an advocate for them. I really want to lift those guys up and bring it to everyone's attention. If you check the Tech for Troops, Discord, we'll have a video posted up that they've made, and I just wanted to bring attention to them. I think it's great. Any other veteran service organization that lifts veterans up and helps them find a way out of the darkness however you can, I think that's magical. And so I want to thank Mr. King for that. And just check our Discord. We're going to get together with those guys and see where we can get the video that they made out to you guys. But I think it's a great thing they're doing.
That sounds great. All right. That's Jason Parker with Tech for Troops joining us tonight to announce his winner of the Tech for Troops skirmish paint scheme. That's that is Hermas Castro in the 25. And we look forward to seeing you again, Jason, next week when we wrap up this series and this season here with our finale in Charlotte. All right, back to the race. It's not a surprise that 25 continues to run that high line, even though he is sometimes 2 and 3 wide, working his way back through the field.
Yeah, he's been on the move, and it looks like this has been a battle that's been going on ever since the green flag was dropped. I don't know how long it'll stay that way. You know, Carnival. I was on point. There we go.
Yeah.
A lot of action on there. Let's see what's going on. Hermes still up there. William Mann Jr. getting a little out of shape. But Hermes Castro making his way up through the field. Nice and methodically here. And out front is that 11 of Joey DeSoto.
Well, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Folks are having a hard time hearing John's microphone. We'll do our best to try and remedy that, but bear with us. We'll get that taken care of as best we can. Well, Joey Doucette and Harley Barletta continue to show us the way after this restart, since after our first yellow Alonzo King is showing in third. Ian Ogden is in fourth. Andrew Serwick is in fifth. Hermas Castro is in sixth, and there is a challenge for the lead between teammates Barletta and Doucette. That's a 43 that's running that high line all the way around. Maybe he's taking a lesson from Hermas Castro, but it seems to be paying off. That 43 is definitely on a tear on this restart. Barletta now is our leader. Joey Doucette in second. Alonzo King in third. Andrew Serwick in fourth. Ian Ogden in fifth. Hermas Castro is in sixth.
Really quick, just to answer the question under caution there, it broke ground in 1995. So that was the year, 1995.
Was the inaugural race in 1995?
My bad. Yes, inaugural race in 1995. My apologies. The inaugural race in 1995.
I was going to say that's some pretty good construction techniques to be done like that.
Oh yeah, they do things differently down in Florida.
Well, I think this track sits around 6 feet above sea level. I mean, it's really at some of the lowest points in Florida. Hope I didn't give away your track fact there, John.
I'll have to come up with something else now. That was my next one.
Sorry.
Yeah, trying to mix it up, trying to get some geographical statistics in here, figuring out if anybody knows anything about sea levels and all that fun stuff. But I'll have to change it up. We'll see.
All right.
We've got a whole list. Hopefully we'll the list.
We never know.
We
We could just go green the rest of the race. We'll see. Well, that's lap 44 in the books of our 133, 90 laps to go here at Homestead with the Tech4Troops Homestead 200, our final event in this round of 8. 8 drivers cut down to 4. 1 guaranteed entry, Hermas Castro, but the rest of them, they're up for grabs. I mean, really, if Hermas Castro comes back here and wins, or if Alonzo King wins, or any one of those guys, really, it's winning you're in for sure. And those guys who are below the 4th spot in the points, just bring up those numbers real quick again. You can look at, really, it's right now, it's just a few points separating Ogden, Barletta, Doucette, Pittman, Serwick, and Bostic. I mean, there's only 20 points that separate these drivers in this race. So King needs to win to get in, and the rest of them, that 2, 3, 4, those spots could shake out to be almost anybody.
It could. It's really going to be a battle to the end here, see who can make it. And we already know 1 driver's in, but 3 more are at stake tonight. 87 to go. And out front is the number 11. He's up at a pass per second just in place. Moving up to P2. He was listening to you, Rick. He was like, oh, Rick's talking about me having to win.
Well, we do know a number of drivers listen to the broadcast while they are racing. We've seen some respond. I don't know how. But also in other series that we broadcast, we've got drivers that respond back. I think they've got some speech to text keys on their computers, but
possibly.
all right, Alonso has moved his way back up to the rear bumper of Doucette, honing in on that position. We've seen this replay exactly pretty much around this same time, where 28 was the was our caution. Really, that means they're back under racing in lap 30. That means they're 19 laps in on these tires. This is just around the time we see the fall off, and whoever has reserved those tires will begin to see some positional changes.
As it stands right now, Mr. Castro is much closer than he was compared to before that first caution came out. He was over 6 seconds behind the leader. Now he's just 2.2. So we'll see what he's able to do once this long run goes on.
Yeah, we're taking a little peek back here at Ty Bostic. He is also fighting for a spot in the final event, in the finale. But really, top 10, all of our final 8 drivers are showing out here in the top 10. Joey Doucette continues to show us the way. Alonzo King is on his tail. With farther back, Barletta, Sherwood, Castro, Pittman, Ogden, Ledger, Bostic, and William Mann Jr. Well, we thank you for tuning in here tonight on Wednesday night here to watch the Tech4Troops Homestead 200. Next week will be our finale of this season here, but stay tuned. We'll have updates. We've got a number of special events that we'll be broadcasting in March and in April, I am sure. And then we'll pick back up with our 3rd season of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We'll get all those starting times. But if you're an iRacer and you've seen these races and you're interested in coming out and joining this league and participating in next season, reach out through either iRacing or Discord or Messenger or however you choose to reach out to us, whatever platform of choice you have, and we'll get you either directly in touch with admins and get you out there. We'll have a number of recruitment races over the next 6 to 8 weeks after the season starts, after the season ends, before the next season starts, so you can get out there, you can participate, and really spend some time and getting to know these guys. You'll find that, like all the leagues that we're involved with, it's really about fun. It's about fellowship and really just some great racing.
It sure is, and it doesn't matter really, you know, where you come from on the iRacing spectrum. If you just started or if you're a seasoned vet, we welcome all. Come out to the recruitment races and see what you got. See if you have what it takes to be involved in a great league like this. Got some action going on back in the pack, but we have many spots open here. Would love to see y'all come out.
Yeah, you know, this is not just for that, you know, high I rating. This league welcomes all. We've got racers from everywhere, from an I rating of 1,000 up to over 4,000 that's here. So we'd love to have you. Come on out, and looking forward to seeing you. It's just a great place to hang out, spend some time, some great racing. All right, here we are, lap 56 complete. We're expecting to see potentially some green flag stops here sometime in the next 5 or 10 laps.
Looking at right around lap 70 to 75. That's my window of some green flag stops. So we'll see if that trend holds true. Well, Rick, let me tell you something. There's somebody that's in P3 that has closed the gap using the high line. Mr.
Now,
Castro.
You know,
He's back.
No, you know, we interviewed a number of drivers prior to this race just to get their feel for the pulse of how to get around here. Some drivers said, hey, they're going to stay down to the lower line, run the midline, Mr. Castro has kept that car on the high line all the way around. And you know what I've seen is that, you know, when he first gets out here, whether that was the start of the race or on that yellow restart, you know, that's not the fastest way around. But what we're seeing here quickly is that after 20, 30 laps on these tires, he's preserved his tires. He is turning laps. He's still in the sub 34, he's 33.99 that last pass, whereas your leaders 34.37, 34.42. It is definitely the fastest way around.
And it was one of my keys to the race, Rick. You know, the top line does work, and you'll see the block being put on here by Alonzo King. The top line does work, and it can work, and you can get around somebody. As you see Alonzo blocking 25, it's possible. I knew it was, and if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be that 25 machine.
Good move by the 25. He left that 80 up there.
Is going to get a massive run right here. I mean, just look at that run that he carries through. Blocked again by the 80.
That is a dangerous game. Andrew Serwick is on pit road. Pete Woodrum is on pit road. You may see some more. Could be if you're not getting the having the success. You know, Andrew Serwick's last lap was in the 34 and mid pack, so.
That's what Alonzo King did not want to see, that 25 get around him. Because that 25 is on a tear right now.
No, he's found a way to make that high line work for him. And I think the 11 is going to feel that wrath at the same time. So Hermes Castro, right in that high line, continues to work his way up and is now in P2, really about to challenge Joey Doucette for the lead. Yep. Bobby Gibson, David Watts now on pit road. Barletta came in. Serwick came in and is now back out. So we're seeing that round of green flag pit stops now. You will go a lap down as you cycle through these pit stops.
You certainly will. And the pit stops are coming about 6 laps sooner than I expected, so that was a 35-lap fuel run.
I think the determining factor probably, John, is just a tire fall off. You know, it's
Sure.
Ty Bostic is now on pit road. Number of takers in now. Bostic, Bullard, Allen, Nini, and Amick are on pit road. Pit road's a little busy now as drivers are coming in and getting their tires. Pittman is now coming down pit road. Ogden is on pit road. Castro, Doucette, King still out.
Yeah, if you're in that top 3 or 4, I think you just got to push this as long as you can. You don't want to pit too early. But also, you don't want to lose too much time. But I mean, I think the way that these guys are handling just the speed of their machines, I don't think it's really going to be that big of a deal if they stay out longer on the run. I mean, yeah, they're going to lose time, but on the back end, they're going to gain so much time on this because they'll only have to pit after this next stop one more time.
As these are
Oh, caution.
cautions out. Oh, that's going to change everything. Ian Ogden has crashed. Well, they are the only guys in, so now they may be the only ones going, and they're going to wind up potentially at the back of the pack.
They for sure will, but they're going to have fresher tires than everybody else.
Yep. Could be interesting. All right, let's see exactly what just happened here. Ian Ogden was coming off pit road.
Did you get the grass?
Lost it. Oh, just right up into the field.
What a tough break for the 21.
Well, just as you would expect, those three are coming down pit road. Three playoff drivers, all in a tight battle. Hermas Castro has already qualified, but these two guys, they're battling for a guaranteed spot. The only way Alonso can get in, he has got to win. Castro first off, nearly identical stops for Joey Doucette and for Alonso.
Yeah, but this is going to shake up the entire field right now with everything going on. So we'll see how this affects everybody. It looks like Ian Ogden's definitely going to be the odd man out here, obviously, because he was the cause of the incident. But it's definitely going to be a lot tougher for that 21 machine to get back into the race.
He is right on the bumper of the 29. William Mann is coming in as well. Got a number of drivers here that have taken this opportunity to come back down pit road. The 81 of Barletta, as well as the 29 of William Mann Jr. I'm guessing this is pretty much just a splash and go.
I would assume so at this point.
No, they're taking tires.
Interesting. I wonder why.
William Mann is still on pit road. You can't serve a penalty.
Fixed?
Maybe.
Can't tell. It's kind of camouflaged in there.
Yeah, let's try to. Nose looks pretty clean.
Yeah, not really sure.
Well,
Oh,
a
right side.
little bit of right side damage. All right, so this field is shaken up a bit. They may need to, I don't know, we'll let the admins figure this out. Pylon has Castro showing in the lead, Doucette, King. Number of drivers getting that wave around. So 71 laps complete here of our 133 at the Tech4Troops Homestead 200. We are just reaching the halfway point here. Well, I guess we're just at the halfway point, approximately. You know, the lights are still on the pace car. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back. The lights are out on our pace car. We're about to go back to green flag racing here. We'll cross that line at lap 73. Thank you for joining us here on the IWM Broadcast Network for the Tech4Troops Homestead 200. This is our final event in the round of 8. Whoever of our top 4 finish here will shake out for next week's finale at Charlotte.
Yep. And I have one quick track fact, or track question rather. Who was the first winner here in the Cup Series at Homestead Miami Speedway? Who won the first ever race in the Cup Series here at Homestead? That is your track fact. Think about that as these guys are about to go green flag racing. Here we go. And I think we're off. Green flag is out.
Hermes Castro is our leader. I wonder if he will stay with that high line now that he's out front. A lot of guys here, 2 and 3 wide in the back.
They're kind of following suit with their masters. Like, hey, he can do it, I can do it.
Well, I think,
checked out.
well, you know, he's now running that normal line that you typically see these guys do, and he is just fast as could be. We're watching that group behind: Doucette, King, Mann, and Surwick. Number of playoff drivers stacked up right there, battling for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. '43 continues to run that high line, similar to what we saw earlier with Hermes Castro. And now Castro has completely just changed it up. He's now running that traditional mid.
It's so dangerous if he could run both lines.
It is.
And you know he's fast at both ends of the track. I mean, it's how do you compete with that? That's the thing. It's hard. You can use them high, he can pass you down low, and vice versa.
Hermes Castro's last lap was a 32.98. That was the fastest lap on the track and nearly qualifying time. Over a second between himself and Doucette in second, King in third, Serwick now to fourth, William Mann Jr. to fifth, Pittman, well, that just changed. Pittman has made a move under William Mann. They are 3 wide between the 43 of Serwick and William Mann. We're watching. This is the tightest battle currently on the track amongst these drivers. 43 continues to run that high line, and he's going to give some credit to Hermas on that. That's just a great line to run.
We'll see what these guys can do. You know, they're trying to run that high line, and over the long run, it seems to be the fastest way around the track, but you got to have a knack for it. Oh, contact between the 43 and the 29.
Yeah, that running that high line, the track kind of comes to you after about 15 to 20 laps.
It sure does. Crossover move down the bottom side. And there comes Ryan Pittman into the picture.
We're not losing sight of the fact that Castro has now extended his lead out to 1.6364 seconds over Doucette. What we're showing you here is positions 4th, 5th, and 6th battling as well. You've got some playoff drivers here in this. That's the 08 and the 43. And the 22 right there, Ty Bostic in 7th.
Oh, 3 wide almost. The battle between the 43 and the 29 is heating up.
43 dropped down off that high line to compete directly. Oh, a little bit sideways.
He was loose.
That caused the 43 to really lose some spots big time. He's now got the 22 of Bostic right behind him. We're not seeing any closure between Castro and Doucette.
Not at all.
All right, lap 84, lap 85 soon in the books here. 50 laps to go. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We will be going side by side. You won't miss a lick. Hang on.
What brought you into iRacing or into IWM?
Ended up going to Racing for Heroes, which is another veteran nonprofit organization. And a couple guys I knew did iRacing, so I joined up, got my wheel and pedals and computer going, and that's where I am now.
You are absolutely the biggest advocate for it that I know of.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've gotten me involved, and you are an expert when it comes to it. In my opinion.
Listen, not an expert,
Okay.
Just a professional hobbyist.
Welcome back to the Tech4Troops Homestead 200 round of 8 finale. 48 laps to go. We appreciate you tuning in. There's been a development, and we'll go back up front. Alonzo King has caught the bumper, or nearly caught the bumper, of the 25 of Castro. And now we're seeing the differences in the lines. Hermas continues now. He moved out of that lower line. He moved up to his what we've seen here, his traditional high line around the race. Alonzo King has charged back, caught up a bit, not completely, but is now in P2. He's got the 11 of Doucette. Yep. I'm curious about the balance. You had Hermas Castro taking a different approach this run. He ran the traditional line around here, and now he's moved back up to the high line. I'm just curious to see what that does or what he's feeling from a tire wear and lap times, because now we're seeing lap times in the 33.4s that he's running now, whereas the other guys 33.5s.
It's going to be interesting to see, because he's back up to this high line. A lap ago, going into turn 1, he was about 14 seconds ahead of King, and look at that gain. I mean, he's probably going to be a good 6/10 ahead of him going into one. So he gained 2/10 that lap just by running the high line. So I think his tires are still going to be okay, because he can still, I mean, the drive off is just absolutely incredible. I mean, look at that.
Let's ride along with Alonso. I'm sorry, with Hermas Castro. Just to give you an idea as to what riding that wall looks like. He is right up there in the groove. You can see that highline seam as he places that car right against the wall and has his left tires pretty much on the seam of that high line. You can see him fighting a little bit with the car to keep it pointed in the right direction, but you know, doing that, gently moving that steering wheel around, saves tires.
Oh, it 100% does. It 100% does. We'll see if he's able to keep on going this time around. Keep that lead.
He's got Alonzo King nipping at his heels. Alonzo King is running right underneath him. Yellow's out. Yellow flag.
No.
At lap 92. Can they go? If they go in now, John, can they make it around? I think they can. Last stop.
Yep, they should be able to make it on one more stop. It's going to be close, but they should.
I'm not sure why that yellow came out. I'm watching the track.
Right there? Yep.
Right there.
Out of 4.
Trying to see who that was. There's a 19 of John Ledger, possibly.
It is. That
It is.
19.
Oh,
He's
oh.
back up on the track. And oh, wow, what a hit.
Let's go back and look at that again from that position. There's contact with the 3. He spins. 21 makes it by. Oh, got back on it. Caught Evan Amick, got involved there. Wow.
Unfortunate for that machine. Everybody on pit road, though, this is the money stop, Rick.
It absolutely is.
First car to get his wheels up on the right side. It looks like that 25 of Castro. He is off. Castro wins. King second. I believe that's Barletta third. Bostic fourth, Pittman in fifth.
I think the winner there is Bostic. That was a great stop for Ty Bostic. Joey Doucette had a sub 15. Really, Castro, King, Doucette, all sub 15 pit stops. Andrew Serwick, 14.73. Great pit stop for him. Zachary Allen went up with a 14.48. That's a great stop. So good pit stops all around for the what we think will be our last pit stop of the night.
By the way, the answer to that last trivia question, Tony Stewart in the 20. Tony Stewart was the first winner here at Homestead.
Well, for our last caution, do you have another question? Another piece of trivia for these guys?
Who won the very first Indy car race here at Homestead Miami Speedway? Little tip. He was also a Cup Series driver for a little bit.
That's good, I'm thinking.
They're like, who ran in Cup and who ran in Indy?
There's only a handful of drivers. It's just open wheel is just so much different. Well, we're seeing more now. You got the Kyle Larsons who can pretty much drive anything, but back then it was a rare occasion where you saw someone be successful in both series.
And I think what you'll see more often, Rick, is in the future with these Cup cars, with these independent suspensions, they almost act more as like open wheel cars versus actual stock cars. So I think you're going to see a lot more of those road course ringers start to come to the top. And you saw what we saw at Watkins Glen. You had ex-F1 drivers, participating in that event. So it's definitely opened up the sport entirely, especially with the NASCAR program at Le Mans, which I'm very excited to see what comes up in August.
Is it Garage 56? Is that the right way?
I think it is Garage 56. That's correct.
All right, lights are off on our pace car. Hermas Castro is our control car. The drivers are now right on the back stretch. About to come back and take the green flag for our restart, which could be the last restart. They could make it all the way around. 38 laps to go to finish here at Homestead and our round of 8 finale. That guy in P2 up there in that 80, he knows he has got to win to get in.
He does. And Bostic as well. Bostic's another one of those drivers that almost has to win to get in too. But with 38 coming to 37 laps to go, we'll see what happens. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing. 37 to go, and Castro is off.
Good restart for the 25. Field is beginning to find its way back. Oh, a lot of competition in that line 2 and 3 wide. All these guys know that if they're a playoff driver, they have got to get back to the front. This may be their only shot to gain some track position. You see Pittman there. Oh, contact.
He was like, I'm coming through, excuse me. I believe that was the 11 of Doucette. How about that was the 81 of Barletta.
Could be wrong, but I think Ian Ogden may have had some contact back there. We're watching this mid-pack. There's a lot of drama going on. But at the same time, Alonzo King is right on the bumper of Hermas Castro. Oh, he dives down lower, trying to get around. He's retaken the lead. And Alonzo King is now leading. Now what Alonzo wants, he wants a green flag run with him being able to stay in front and blocking that 25.
He sure does, Rick, but that 25 is so strong. I think that 25 is going to let all these guys by. I mean, I think he knows what's at stake here. 25 is slowing up. I think that's intentional, though, Rick.
I think he knows that there's a lot of drama happening at the front. It may be safer. Of course, he doesn't have to win. He's already in.
Still, if he won, think about that, a clean sweep of a stage. You know, he doesn't want to see Alonzo King win this race because he knows Alonzo's going to fight him tooth and nail the championship finale. So if you're Hermes Castro, I think your goal is just to finish ahead of that 80 machine.
Absolutely. Or anybody to finish ahead of 80 because, you know, contact in the back. There's definitely this drama with the 29, the 24, and the 08 back there. A lot of contact. Close racing between those guys. 25 is dropped all the way back at the end, but there's a lot of drama up front here. The 11 is challenging. That's Joey Doucette, dips under the 80 and takes the lead.
Yes, he does. New leader.
.31 laps to go here at Homestead. New leader, Joey Doucette. Alonzo King second, Barletta third, Sherwick fourth, Bullard fifth, Bostic sixth, Mann seventh, Zach Allen eighth, Ryan Pittman ninth, Castro is in 10th.
And it looks like Ian Ogden is out of the race. Fortunate for that machine. But that opens up one more spot, Rick. That means these playoff points mean even more now. You have to take advantage.
Ian Ogden was our second place point holder at this point. That he is out. That puts everybody else in front, moving everybody up. That's Barletta, Doucette, Pittman. Now would probably be your top, three positions 2, 3, and 4. Sherwick is there challenging.
Yep, Sherwick getting his name in the mix here.
Bostic too.
Pull off a win. All these guys battling just under 27 to go.
Yeah, you're gonna need a point. You're gonna need more than a one position or two to leapfrog over that other playoff driver.
Oh, contact in the back. Not sure who that was.
I saw the 24 move. Hermos is back there. There's a lot of drama back there with the 25. He is certainly back in the thick of things.
Yes, he is. Oh, that high line started, Rick. What happened when he gets the high line? Got a block, big block from the 29.
It don't understand the fact that 29 is part of the Keiretsu with the 1111 drivers. And the 29 is not in the playoffs. Ryan Pittman, playoff driver, is in the pits.
Another stop? Think they can make it?
Don't know. He had already pitted before, I thought. He's going to go a lap down. He just took fuel. Maybe when he came in, he did not get enough fuel.
Also, to answer that previous trivia question, the answer was Sam Hornish Jr. I don't know if that name rings a bell for anybody.
Oh, sure.
He ran in the Cup Series. He ran in the Cup Series for a little bit, if you don't remember. So that was the first winner in IndyCar here at Homestead.
All right, Alonzo King trying to take back over the lead. Battling side by side with Doucette. I think the same with Doucette. He knows that if King wins, he's got the battle King for Charlotte.
He does.
So if you're not hearing a lot of dialogue with us tonight, we are as thrilled as you are. We're watching these guys compete. We are spectators as well as broadcasters, and
We are.
it's a blast watching these guys compete. I mean, Alonso is right there on the tail. We're following that story just like you are. The drama of him knowing he has to win to get in. And here he is taking back over, although it looks like a crossover move by the 11 right there.
Yep, tightened up out of the corner. That 11 can make a move. But Rick, we've said it the last two times. That 25, he is coming back. He does not want to see the 80 win. Will we see Castro kind of fight his way back up here? There he is.
He was just pretty loose coming out of that corner.
He was, but he moved up to fifth though.
Just giving a quick view of what's happening back here with Hermas Castro. He's not letting that high line run cautions out. It's like the 40 of Jess Denis has crashed. That's the last thing I thought that 80 wanted to see. But with 20 laps to go, you got to come down.
Oh, you must. You have no choice. You have to come down there.
All right, let's see what brought out that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Contact with the 08 of Pittman. Harley Barletta stayed out. Everybody else in.
You gotta come down pit road here. I mean, I think you don't have a choice. I mean, Harley Barletta just almost put himself out of contention at this point, just because of how many laps have been run on those tires. Unless he's the king of saving tires, It's going to be tough.
Harley's last. No, I can't see the last lap. Alonzo King, the rest of the field, everybody came in with the exception of Pete Woodrum, Brad Previtt, and Harley Barletta. Previtt was a lap down. I think Pete Woodrum got his lap back. This could be a bad situation for the 81 here.
It could be. It very well could be. I mean, I just don't know how he can stay out front, Rick. Also, another track fact while we're here. Let's see. Who won the very first NASCAR Xfinity Series race here at Homestead Miami Speedway? That is your trivia question. Caution number 4.
All right, 17 laps to go. We're going to take a quick commercial break. While we're waiting it, think about what your answer is. We'll see if we can pull this off here.
What brought you into iRacing or into IWM?
Ended up going to Racing for Heroes, which is another veteran nonprofit organization. And a couple guys I knew did iRacing, so I joined up, got my wheel and pedals and computer going, and that's where I am now.
You are absolutely the biggest advocate for it that I know of.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've gotten me involved, and you are an expert when it comes to it. In my opinion.
Listen, not an expert,
Okay.
Just a professional hobbyist.
Okay, that's Ian Ogden here. We're back to, I guess the lights are off. It's the end of our 4th caution of the night. Green flag racing. So that commercial was Ian Ogden. Ian Ogden is one of the competitors here and a huge supporter of iRacing and with Tech4Troops and this league. Just a fabulous competitor, just an overall good guy. So we appreciate Ian Ogden's participation and the fellowship he brings and his support for veterans all across the country.
Absolutely.
All right.
Here we go. Coming to 16 to go.
15 to go.
To bring it home. Barletta is off, but how long can he stay out front? Rick, I don't think he'll be able to stay out there too long.
Well, does he act as a spoiler and block?
I don't think he can block for 15 laps, Rick.
Nope.
Watch out, here comes the 25.
And the 11 is out there. 3 is in the wall, tagged the wall in the safer barrier.
43 is a little loose.
3 wide.
And look who's side by side, Castro and King.
Oh, a contact in the wall to 43.
43 is wall riding it around there. He's loose now. Here comes the 25 back to the high side. You do not want to get that 25 the high line right now, so we'll see who's in the block, but the King machine goes up to number P2.
81 backs out of it.
Castro second and third.
Oh, the 24 dipped down.
81 blocks, or might not be 11 blocks, that's to be set.
"13 laps to go. 12 laps to go." Who won that Xfinity race, John?
That would be Dale Jarrett. Dale Jarrett won that Xfinity race. The inaugural event here at Homestead as well, so ties back to another trip back in 95.
All right, 25 stays low with the 11. I'm sorry, the 80 stays low with the 11. 25 rides high. Slight contact with the safer barrier there. That's not going to help him overall speed, but he's still running that high line right up top. The 11 is got the 80 in tow, and they are bumper to bumper. 80's got to get around.
Oh no, here comes the 25. That is not what you wanted to see if you are Alonzo King or Doucette for that. 10 to go.
"25 looking for a hat trick here."
Corner, Rick. Your
80
season point champion.
80 is trying to figure out how to block and still retain that position.
Yeah, you're trying to give and take at the same time, and you're trying to be on the offense and the defense. It's just difficult to do, but he's doing a good job as he's about to pass Doucette for the lead here. Here we go. New leader tonight is Alonzo King with 9 laps to go.
Alonzo's got to figure out how to wait for the next 8.5 laps to hold that position and then hold out that sneaky 25 up on that outside.
It's coming. Oh, here comes. I don't know if the 11 had a room, had a run. We'll see. Top 3 under a blanket right now.
25 just gets a huge run out of the corner.
Oh, wow. 11 drops down to the bottom lane. Oh, he's going to go for a pass. Rick, we may have 3 wide coming out of turn 4 for the lead right here.
The only way the 80 can hold off the 25 is to drift up there and stall that run. But unfortunately, that left the door open for the 11. Little loose.
Close.
Now the 80 has to drop down to get back to his line. Goes under the 11, trying to. 25 stays high.
How about back up to the high line? 80 now to the lead. Does the 80 slide up and protect the bottom? Or the top, I guess, or the bottom? What is he going to do? This is going to be tight racing. We're thinking about the complications here. You have your regular season champion. You have the driver who has won the most races in the playoffs. And the driver who absolutely needs a win to move on. All battling here with just 6 laps to go. Oh,
80 is loose. 25 in the wall. 80 loose. Lost his momentum. He's now sliding back to third. Luke Bullard is also in third. Great.
Where did he come from?
Right? Bostic in fourth. Serwick in fifth. Sixth. Ledger in seventh. Mann in eighth. Zach Allen in ninth. Bobby Gibson in 10th. Pauletta has fallen back to 13th. Ryan Pittman 14th. Those are playoff drivers. Ogden 17th. King's got 5 laps. He may have burned up those tires, though, in those earlier laps.
Oh, gosh. May have burned them up. Too bad there, Rick, trying to hold on for 25.
4 laps to go.
King's now back up, has a little bit of a gap between him and the 3. See if he's able to do anything with 4 coming out to 3 to go.
I'm not sure the 25 or the 80 have anything on the 11 of Doucette.
And Doucette needs, he has to finish where he has to. I mean, I know Barletta has his issues, and so does the 21 machine. But for a win for that Doucette camp would be huge. He's sitting in the 4th spot right now in the points.
Yeah, that would automatically push him up to.
Oh gosh, Rick, here we go.
Ryan Pittman was involved. Let's see what we. The 28 of Gibson came up in front of the 8 of King. Oh, the 91.
Ooh.
Wow.
Interesting. Unfortunate for the Pittman machine, but I guess is that really unfortunate? Because he needs a quick repair. Do you pit now? Do you come get tires?
Well, he is a lap down. I'm not sure. I don't think he will be in the running to get his lap. I think Brad Previtt actually will get the wave around in the 91, but of course he was involved in that incident, so he will not get the wave around. I guess the 40 maybe wind up getting the wave around. But I don't know if these guys have any tires left.
I think you may be right. I mean, I think that they could be out of tires. And the bigger question is, can they make it on fuel? I think they can, but actually they should be able to make it on fuel because they pit with, I think the last caution came out, at lap 30 or 28? Was that
Yeah,
correct?
they pitted on lap 115, so fuel should not be an issue.
Right, but those tires, though, that is what's going to play a major role here. I don't know if anybody has any left.
We got Barletta and Watts on pit. I think Watts is out, but I think Barletta is on pit road. He's maybe getting some damage repaired. He's in there for an extended stop. But no takers at this point.
No takers. We'll see if anybody drops down this time by. But with 3 to go, this race isn't over, Rick. It is not over at all.
Nope, this is going to bunch up the field. Doucette will be on the inside. You'll have Castro on the outside and King behind Doucette.
You're about to see Alonzo King give the push of his life to that number 11 machine. That 80 is going to be so close to the bumper of that number 11. They may tandem draft away from the field.
So if you're following the chat, you may have realized that Donald King will be a driver that will be joining us for next season. But while he's going to be joining us next season, he may have a few other things to take care of, like spotting for Jimmy Johnson in the real race this weekend.
Wow, that's impressive. Incredible. Didn't actually know that.
Had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Johnson a number of times. Our children were involved in the same sport, and I happen to live in the Charlotte area, so super cool guy and great family man. Good to see him back actively involved in NASCAR. All right. Are we officially in a green-white checker situation here at this point?
Yes, we are. We are in a green-white checker.
All right. For those of you who are watching along, next time by, that pace car will drop off the track. They'll get the green flag When they come back around, that white flag will wave, and we will award our winner with the checkered flag.
No, we will.
Now, that being said, they've got to come back incident-free to get that white flag. If a caution flies, we'll do this all over again.
Yes, we will.
All right, the 11 of Joey Doucette is our control car. How do you see this playing out, John?
Someone's going to get moved. Someone's going to get moved here at the end. That's my prediction. Who it will be and who's going to get moved, I don't know, but we have 3 laps to decide who makes it to the playoffs in the final race.
Green flag.
Final race. Here we go. That 25 to the outside. That's
Oh, contact.
Wow.
25 in the door. Oh, the 80 in the door, the 25. That's not what I expected to see.
I told you there was going to be some contact, Rick.
Yeah, there is contact for certain.
2 laps to go. 25 up in the high line. Oh, he's in the wall a little bit. He tags it. 1 lap to go this time by. Don't see any cars spinning out. This next flag will win the race. Who is it going to be, Rick? Oh!
25.
You're wrecking in 1. Maybe.
Yep, Alonzo King, Serwick involved. That's the 43. Both. Oh, the 3 is wrecking in back.
But the 25 is taking the lead. No way, Rick. The 25. Can the 25 win 3 in a row?
Door to door with the 11. Contact. 11 in the wall. Crossing the line.
Was that? No way. Did 25 win that?
I think he did. Let's take that back. Holy cow.
No way. Pushing. He wants to win. Gets into the 11. 25 loose. They connect. I think the 25 won that, Rick. Let's get a far chase view. Let's see what happens here as they hit the line. See if we can get maybe a blimp shot too. Oh. Oh, what a photo finish. And look who came in 3rd, Ty Bostic.
Yep, close. Sliding across.
Oh, Rick, it's going to be so close with some of these drivers on points. It is going to be so close. We know for sure that Hermes Castro is in. We know that Joey Doucette is in. I tell you that right now, just looking at the point standings.
Ty Bostic finished in 3rd. He was in 7th.
He was 20 points back.
But Ogden is out. Ryan Pittman is finished 14th. Ogden 17th.
It's going to be a matter of inches, really, because it's going to be a matter of a few points here, Rick. I can't do the math in my head, but it's going to be close.
Serwick finished 13th.
I think Barletta got in as well. So it really is down to that last position. King didn't make it. Serwick, I don't think, made it. I think that last spot may be occupied by Ryan Pittman. Where did Ogden finish again?
17th.
Where did Pittman finish?
14th.
Oh, I think Ogden may have squeaked it out in the last spot by like 3 points. That's unofficial. That's unofficial, but I think he possibly did. But there's your results. Hermes Castro wins 3 in a row here with Joey Doucette in second, Ty Bostic in third, John Ledger in fourth, Bobby Gibson with a nice top 5, Evan Amick in sixth, Jeff Nini in seventh, Harley Barletta in eighth, William Mann Jr. in ninth, and Zachary Allen rounds out your top 10.
All right. I don't see Ty Bostic is probably in his league. I'm not sure he can hear us at this point. Oh, wait, he's in the waiting room. All right, let's move Mr. Bostic in. Ty, congratulations on your P3 finish. That was a wild ride.
It sure was.
Man,
I was
what were
hoping
you?
I could find a little extra speed there at the end to get by them two wrecking into each other.
Yeah, it was close. We were going back and forth, watching that replay, and then all of a sudden, there you were. You really made a great effort coming back in this event. You started, 8th, and then worked your way back up through a couple of pit stops, and here you were at the end.
Yeah, I made it hard on myself too. Me and my two buddies we all wrecked going into pit road on the first pit stop, so that sent me back to about 15th. So I had to work my way slowly back forward.
Well, congratulations on that finish. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, shout out to Elliot from Running the League. Shout out to y'all for good broadcast. Y'all do a great job.
Appreciate that. Well, hang around. We're going to bring. Go ahead.
I was going to say thank you.
Well, hang around. We're going to bring in the your P2 and P3, P1 guys. Hang on one second. Let's move Mr. Doucette up to the broadcast booth. Joey, congratulations. That was a wild last few laps.
Yeah, I try to get them. I tried to do the Kurt Busch, Ricky Craven at Darlington, but at Homestead instead. Didn't pay out for me, though, but I'll take a P2.
Absolutely. I think that you were one of that pretty much from a math perspective that vaulted you into that Final Four.
Yep. It was just a points today. I just wanted to be up front and know the people that I had to beat and to get into the show. And basically, I did what I had to do, but I hated that last caution to come out. I think I would have won the race if that last caution didn't come out, because I was pretty far ahead of Castro. But hey, like I said, I mean, we're going to the Final Four, Team 11. I don't know if Harley made it in or John. I know Harley made it in. I don't know about John. So we'll determine that a little later on tonight or maybe tomorrow. So hopefully the three of us got in, and it's just a team victory.
Yeah, well, we've been trying to do the math here. We're sucking at that. We'll have to figure that out and wait for the points guy to figure it all out. We'll be able to announce that Final Four. But we definitely know you're there. Congratulations on that, Mr. Castro, who'll be joining us in a second. Any shout outs, Joey, for tonight?
1111 Veterans Racing, AGM, IWM, you guys, Elliot, my team with John, Ian, Harley, Racing for Heroes, Tech4Troops, Bill Stringfellow. He helps me out every week. We just put in a session, and he tells me a little bit on how to get around the tracks. I'm still learning these cars, but it's really paying off, and he says that I'm doing a lot better, and he's gonna have to stop helping me because I'm getting faster than he is. So I'm gonna take that, and congratulations to Castro on the win, and Ty, what a hell of a third place finish, man. Thought you were gonna actually squeak it out between Castro and I, but hey, top three is nothing to shout about.
Well,
That was a great battle up front.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Mr. Castro, congratulations on your hat trick, 3 straight wins.
Thank you, guys. It was an amazing season. Just to come down to the last 3 races and get a 3 straight win, get momentum going to the last Final Four, and yeah, hopefully success.
You know, it's no secret that Mr. King needed to win to get in. He had unfortunately had missed an earlier race. So, have him back there. There's a lot of pressure, especially on that last restart. Lots of contact, lots of ding and Doran going on as we came back to that white flag. What was going through your mind? And that's, for you, Hermas or Joey, what was, you had that pressure behind you with a guy that you knew had to win to get in. What were you thinking?
First of all, congrats to Ty on the top 3 with a good Mandalorian car. Joey should have won that race before the caution came out. I couldn't catch him. But on Alonso's part, I knew he has to win. He has to do like a Hail Mary, some sorts. Then I knew he tried to do something in turn 1. He needs to get on the outside to get the momentum. I was there, so it was a lot of contact, and it was just hard racing. It was fun. It was fun for me, but it wasn't fun for Alonso. He needs that win and the pressure. Yeah, he needs to get on the outside and get momentum. And
well, yeah. There's a lot of talk, Hermas, about can you run the high line here at Homestead? You proved that tonight. There, you ran that. Clearly, you showed everybody that with fresh tires, running that high line, if you stayed with it after 10 or 15 laps, the car just came back to you.
It was mainly the long run. In the short run, it doesn't really work on 3 and 4 for some reason. It's kind of weird. But on the long run, when I save my tires running the bottom for 10 laps, then I go on top, then it just started working for me. So, yeah, it does work unless you save your tire for the long run, not the short run.
Well, congratulations on your win. Any shout-outs, Hermas?
Mainly the Final 4, just all season, just battling just to get to the Final 4. And Tech4Troops for the sponsor and the other sponsor, EPI. You guys is in the booth. U-Haul, and yeah.
Well, all right. Well, absolutely. Thank you so much, Hermas. Congratulations on your win. Couple of additional housekeeping items here. John Ledger wins the IWM Hard Charger Award and the highest finishing non-playoff driver award. Also, Bobby Gibson wins the second highest finishing non-playoff driver award. And finally, Harley Barletta wins the 1111 Vets Cleanest Driver Award. And Hermas, you may not realize this, but you won the Tech4Troops Paint Scheme Award for tonight.
Oh, I took a lot of time into it.
Well, that time was rewarded. Jason came on the broadcast and picked you right out, and clearly he was impressed by what he saw. So congratulations on that. So what this sets up for is next week, battle in Charlotte for the final event of the season 2 for the Tech4Troops series. We'll get the final drivers in and get that out in a blast. But if you're interested, come back, see us next Tuesday for our finale at Charlotte Motor Speedway when we wrap up season 2 here of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. Thank you for my co-host John and myself. We wish you all the best and have a great night.
Come back next week. It's going to be awesome. See you guys.
All right. Good night, all.